Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for October 2021. This is going to be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You can have planets in the sign of Sagittarius. It's interesting, just real quick, I realized that I think Jupiter, your ruling planet, is the fifth planet from the Sun, and we're in a universal year 5. So you'll have to tell me, but could be a lot of changes. There had been a lot of changes since we're getting close to finishing the year out. Anyway, just thought I'd bring that up. Um, Anyways, this is also for those who intuitively guided to the reading. You may not know if you have Sagittarius in your chart. I feel like it's your guides nudging you. So, welcome everyone. Let's go ahead and get into it. You are the last for the month, but you'll be first for the next month. So, let's go ahead and start with Mother Mary. Our Mother Mary Oracle deck. Everything's pre-shuffled. And I like to shuffle also with you here. Okay, let's give them a cut. I have to give a shout out to my father, who was, I think, the 18th of November, and my sister-in-law, Ellen, who is the 24th of November. Okay, well, that didn't take long. We have feminine. Interesting, because someone just got this. I'm trying to think whose reading I did right before yours. Cancer? Anyways, feminine. I allow my feminine nature to shine brightly as a valuable part of my identity. Male or female, it doesn't matter. We'll read it at the end, and it'll all make sense. So today I decided to use the Light Seers Tarot for you and the Gilded Tarot to go deeper with. I want to say, clarifiers, but I feel like really what they do is they allow us to go even deeper, have a deeper understanding. Okay, let's give these a shuffle or a cut. And let's see what's going on. Okay. Someone left me a comment, asked me if all I do is love readings, and the answer is no. Though love comes out in the majority of my readings. I call them life readings. I think the readings touch on everything, but love is an important factor for many, so it does come out in many readings. All right, we have the High Priestess. This is your intuition. This is your connection. We have the Hangman. Interesting. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Can be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It could be talking about something within your pentacles. I don't know why, but it feels like your intuition has been put on hold. Let's bring this down a little bit. Queen of Pentacles is looking back at the Hangman, and she's relaxed in this energy. It doesn't feel like she's trying to force anything. We have the King of Wands. Interesting. Again, the Queen having her eyes closed. It doesn't matter what sign you are, by the way. It's just the energy, So this would be someone who feels best when grounded, probably, the more I can surround myself in nature, have trees around me, and, that type of thing, the more I feel calm within myself. Then we have the King of Wands right next to that, so that could certainly be another Sagittarius, Aries, a Leo. This is a man of action. Male or female, by the way. I'm just calling them as I see them, but it can be either, male or female. But this is the man of action. This is the man who has, I feel like, taken a lot of actions, maybe a lot of adventures in his life. I feel like this is someone who's grown a lot. It's interesting because the Queen's back is to this king. The king seems present, but the Queen seems to be like putting a hold on something. It's almost like until I can feel it through my my knowing, my intuition, whatever you want to say, I wait. The King of Wands seems to be saying, but here I am. Here I am. The Queen is like, well, we have the Five of Wands coming under the High Priestess. We have the Moon coming under the Hangman, card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. Coming under the Hangman, things are not clear. There's uncertainty in the air. At least I feel like for this Queen, it feels like to be a certain type of uncertainty in the air. This is talking about any type of partnership that once was. With the Five of Wands here, I feel like someone's trying to figure out, what kind of energy, because it's a five. And five asks you to consider change at this point. The change is, this is the energy of battling someone, but there's no victor, right? No one wants to back down from the fight. And again, you guys hear me say this all the time. I feel like in this energy, they're so like-minded that, if they turn around and work together, I just feel like, the world is their oyster. But I feel like there's this uncertainty in the air of what will be. I feel like someone is, it's like until I instinctively feel ready to move, then I move. Now, as I'm saying all this energy, I'm not feeling anxious. Like if it's me that, when I say me, I mean you. But if it's me who has put the Hangman here, I'm not feeling anxious about needing an answer like right now. The Hangman is seeking wisdom for his next step. We have the Strength card of Leo. That's the energy of overcoming temptations, overcoming the beast within. This is inner work. No one else can do this for us. If you look at the card, you see this gentle little lamb, but then you see her. She's half lion, half woman, becoming strong within herself. So I feel like this Queen, excuse me, I feel like this Queen is doing the right thing because she's being true to her. She's being true to her. And again, I feel a very relaxed energy with her. However, I still feel that she knows, like she understands that certain things within her need to heal or take place if she is to move forward. So she may be waiting until, she's healed herself, so to speak. do have Leo and Pisces side by side here. We have the Seven of Swords. Okay, so I feel like someone is trying to overcome trust issues due to the past. Someone here maybe was not forthcoming, let's just say, or if this was a relationship, at least the thought of they may have stepped out of it, you may have stepped out of it. Sometimes I feel like that there may be relationships out there where, you do get together and you do fall in love, but then things do get in the way, and I wonder if it's the universe's way of saying, you're just meant to ignite each other's heart at that point, but there's living that each of you need to do on your own. I don't know. I feel like if this is someone coming in who wants another chance, it's definitely around trust issues, right? Let's keep going. I'm just gonna stop there, but I think I'm gonna go 4 more. We have the Devil. The card did come in reverse, so I am going to leave it that way. Now, that can be a Capricorn. But I feel like, honestly, because I feel like the Seven of Swords and the Devil are tied together, like slipping into these temptations, right? It's like somehow I got pulled, and this may be the other person, but it's like I get pulled into this darker energy, and unfortunately you end up taking the brunt of it. But I feel like this is energy that is potentially healed. We have, well, hello, Four of Wands, the marriage card, the commitment card. It's in the upright. It's like someone coming in and saying, I want to make this, I want us to make this commitment together. But this row here kind of gets in the way of that because, at least there's the remembrance of untrustworthy energy. Let's just put it that way. And because of that, it throws me into the energy of uncertainties. I'm not going to move forward until, things feel clear to me. I feel like the Five of Wands, though, also says, now, it doesn't mean you're the blamed if someone went and did something against the relationship, but I feel like, there's a lot of arguing here with it. Maybe somebody defending them, someone's like, I know that you did something, well, but I didn't, but I know that you did, but I didn't, and it's like, I'll never get the answer out of them. I'll never have the closure that, I think I need, that type of thing. So the Five of Wands is, let's say this is something that is going to come back together. Let's say it does end up in this marriage or commitment. It's saying you want to look at that Five of Wands, right? Because that's part of the area in this reading where it would be best to change. I don't know if it would suit you any other way. I feel like, each had their thing. It's almost like this person had to overcome maybe these temptations that pulled them in, and the other person had to overcome the energy of what this person did. But I don't know why. I just feel like this is not over. It's not over. The Queen may be, slowing it down, and I feel like that's just fine. Maybe the Queen wants to take some time and, maybe she has worked hard on herself, and maybe she wants to take some time and allow someone to show her who they are, show him who they are, and not just take their word for it, right? Maybe at one time I took your word, now it's almost like you've got to earn my trust type of thing. I do feel like there's a great love here. I really do. And with the devil in reverse, um, I feel like this person, they walk through their own dark night of the soul. What does that mean? It means I had to go. It means that I get pulled in. Well, I shouldn't say that because sometimes people just do things. Um, it's when you're not living in the light. Why am I having a hard time explaining this? Interesting, I am. Anyways, I feel like each went through their darkness, and each had the opportunity to grow from that. Now, this can be someone who did do something, that, that lost your trust with them. But at the same breath, I feel like it didn't stop the love. And it's interesting because even though I feel like this person did something, um, it wasn't because they didn't love you. You know what I mean? It's almost like it was a character flaw within them and something they had to grow through. Um, and I know some of you are going to be like, well, it's ridiculous, Sandy, but that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. So, this queen is just taking her time. Okay, I'm picking these up because it's just way too many. And I think it was me. Oh, let's see, that's the difference. I can tell. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Two of Wands. And we have the Eight of Cups. Look at this. So, it's interesting when I do fire. When I do you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or Leo, or Aries, I it's like I don't want it always to be about love, because I feel like you guys don't always want it to be about love. But I have to tell you, it's in front of me again, and it feels like that's all it's talking about here is this relationship. So now that can be different people, right? You're going through your different experiences, but something similar is happening in here. So let's come down to this last line, right? So we have the devil in reverse. The devil's influence is no longer on us. It's no longer on both, because the Four of Wands would put both of you in there. The Four of Wands is the willingness to make that commitment. And listen, if you're the one who's waiting, I don't know if you should wait, but I mean, I feel like this is the energy of two people who want to be in this energy, not just one, both. Both of them. Um, and then we have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords could certainly be the communication that's coming in, because right next to it is the Two of Wands. So, and I feel like also, someone really wants to connect to their intuition, make sure they're doing the right thing. So I feel like there's no problem with taking it slow. I feel good about this, to be honest. I feel like both have walked through the dark and both have overcome it. Um, I feel like both can now truly become like one unit. And I feel like, whether this person's already presented themselves or you feel that they're going to, it's like the hangman is already thrown, right? The hangman is already here. So I feel like when this queen is ready, because the Page of Swords here tells me, I always think the Ace of Swords is my yes card, and all of a sudden I'm looking at the page, it's like my maybe card. I don't know why. But I also feel like this can be communication that comes in because as we move next, right next to it is the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is about a new journey, a new chapter of the Wands, which is your natural house. So, this is your desires. Um, and I'm not even going to say necessarily somebody cheated. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But I do feel like things went wrong. And I do feel like there were trust issues. And that's kind of what had to be worked out, right? And I do feel like one partner was kind of pulled, maybe succumbed to some type of temptation to them. Now, it doesn't have to be another person. It can be, drinking or whatever, you know. So that's what I feel like that person had to overcome. Two of Wands puts us at a next chapter, brand new chapter, getting ready to open up. Eight of Cups is attached to that. So the Eight of Cups is about your emotional house. Eights are about new beginnings. So you're going to allow yourself to have a new beginning because if you are, this is the energy of leaving those cups in the past, the cups that have spilled over. Whether you reflected upon them and have clarity over them, or sometimes is it even worth it, right? I'm leaving it in the past. Doesn't mean that, like, if there were trust issues, that I'm necessarily going to trust someone, but I'm going to allow them to reveal themselves to me. Um, and I also want to say with the Strength card, you're not, as you move through this energy, it's not about becoming shut off from the world. It's quite the opposite. Because when you travel through the Strength card, that inner knowing of how you've overcome, many things in your life, but ultimately how you have become stronger because of, she's gentle with the lamb, but she's half lion at the same time. So you trust that energy because I feel like and maybe that's what someone's waiting for, like when I can trust my intuition to let me know if something is good or not so good for me. I feel like your intuition has to be telling you anyway. But maybe there's just some cobwebs in between, so to speak. So I'm saying that because I feel like the Strength card is the anchoring card for this queen that does allow her to potentially leave, what needs to be left in the past in the past. Because I do have the True Commitment card here. Now, let's keep going. We have Justice on the bottom of the deck. Some of you, this could have been a divorce or the potential of a divorce. Justice comes into a reading to make you whole again. Maybe it's making this relationship whole again. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. I almost can't wait to get to the Queen and King because they are standing side by side. This King is present. The King is in the present moment. The Queen, she's still reflecting somewhat on the past, but I don't think she's doing it in like respite or out of anger. I think it's so she can just understand, you know. Okay. Well. we have the Nine of Swords over the High Priestess. Look at this. We have the Fool coming over the Hangman. Let's see what else we have. Wow, we have the Ten of Cups coming over the Queen. And hello, we have the Strength card coming over this King of Wands. For some of you, this could certainly be a Leo, or they could have Leo in their chart. But nonetheless, I think, first of all, let's look at this, because the Queen has a Strength card. Now the King also has a Strength card. So both of them have grown within themselves. Okay, now the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is worry. It's really excess worry. It's overthinking, which the Queen of Pentacles is, known for. This is one of her lessons, to learn when to shut the mind off. The Nine of Swords talks about unnecessary worry, right? Like the recognition of the initial pain is there, but all these other swords are just they're taking up space. They're taking up space, and I feel like, it's like I'm having a hard, like, do I trust my intuition? Do I trust my intuition? Why am I so worried about this? Well, here's the Fool coming over the Hangman. So the Fool's the opposite of the Hangman. The Fool says, let's take a chance. Let's take a chance. Nine of Swords kind of puts a block on that. Like, no, I'd like to, but I'm too afraid, type of thing. I want to wait until I know it within me. And again, take it slow. And I'm saying that because the Nine of Swords, again, is unnecessary worry. And they both are sharing that Strength card. Again, inner strength. This is something each had to do on their own. All of us have to do on our own, right? This is finding our inner strength. This is finding the spirit within us, and not just our broken humanness, right? It's the remembrance of the spirit too, and that's really what helps us get through here. So, and then the Queen has the Ten of Cups over her. This is a loving home. This is a home that, was and potentially can be again, because the Fool was looking at it, right? The Fool is the beginning of the journey. The Fool is the one who takes a chance. And I feel like, I can't forget that Nine of Swords energy. However, if I am to become the Fool, then I have to forget that Nine of Swords energy, because that Nine of Swords and the Ten of Cups don't go together. They're they don't go hand in hand. If anything, they're the opposite. Now, I'm not telling you to take any asshole back. I'm not telling you to take a narcissist back. And it can be the other way around too. Because what I'm feeling here is, I know that the Queen and King are sharing this, not sharing, they each have their own individual Strength card. Because so I don't feel like this is someone who is like just a damn asshole type of person. I feel like this is someone who has a true love for you. And you probably for them. Not probably. You do. Okay. This is one of those things, though, I feel like, let's say this couple gets back together, and they get back together, and right off the bat, it's like, well, who were you with? What were you doing when we were together, and this and that, and it goes right back to where it was. Well, it's going to end up in the same place. Remember that. 5 saying if you're not willing to make the changes that's needed, then, then we will have the same. You know, it's really interesting because it feels like I'm doing a Cancer reading, though I'm doing a Sagittarius reading. Um, but I'm feeling the energy of Cancer very strongly. Maybe it's just the emotions of Cancer. All right, we have the Nine of Wands coming over that Five of Wands. So again, you know, nines are about reflection. Why do we want to reflect on something? Only for our growth, right? None of it's going, you know, we're not reflecting on things that really don't deserve, you know, a minute of time. This is about, you know, how you have grown from where you were to where you are now. You know, Nine of Wands is about the gaining of spiritual muscles. So I can't always look back and just, you know, always regret because much has been learned at the same time, whether it just be with this person or in your whole life. Okay, we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is coming over the moon. You know, that makes sense. Touching on the Hangman, but also the High Priestess. I feel like the High Priestess is the advice, right? Like, you know, I got to just take the blindfold off. I feel the Two of Swords is very closed off. You know, she's not like the Two of Wands where it's wide open and, you know, come on in, walk on through. Here, it's like very guarded. Like her world is guarded. Um, you know, but I feel like the High Priestess doesn't, you know, doesn't want you to be that way. And also, if I look straight up, the energy that's connected to it is the Nine of Swords. So, you know, maybe I'm fearful about going forward with something, but in my heart, if it's in my heart of hearts that I do, then your message is to learn to trust your intuition, learn to trust energy, what you feel, right? Know the difference between like the thoughts that we put in our head, but what you're actually feeling. And I mean that by, you know, that is your protection. It's like you do have an energy shield. Okay, let's keep going. We have the Page of Cups. Well, hello, Sun. You know, and it's funny because here, when the Devil came in reverse, I thought to myself how interesting it would be if the Sun now came out. But it didn't. The Four of Wands came out instead. But now here is the Sun. You know, okay, a couple different things. You know, first of all, we got a lot of Leo energy. We have Leo's ruler. We have Leo's major arcana. We have a lot of Leo energy. So some of you may be tied some way. But also, let's talk about the Sun because when the Sun comes out, you know, you don't have to fear like the devil. You don't have to fear the darkness. You don't have to fear what's hiding in the corners because nothing can hide when the Sun comes out. Everything is illuminated. It's coming right over the Seven of Swords. So I feel like whether it be for you or for the other person, here comes, it's almost like a, I don't know. It's like a feeling of being able to trust, being able just to be, and allowing myself to be happy. The Sun is about, you know, happiness, laughter, childlike, right? The sun warms your back. It illuminates your way. So in all that energy, you can trust. And then what else do I have? I have the King of Pentacles now. Excuse me. King of Pentacles coming over the Devil. This could certainly be a Capricorn. Though, again, that would also put them in reverse. Oh, we got a card over here too. We have the Queen of Cups. You know, she's in reverse, and it's interesting because she was in reverse the last reading too, and I always flip my cards over. But here she is, sitting on her table in reverse. Huh. Wow. Similarities, similarities, similarities. Um, the Queen of Cups in reverse has closed her heart down, right? It's closed for business. But it's attached to the Two of Swords. And it's attached to the Hangman. And it's attached to the Fool. So I feel like if I'm this queen, if I'm this person who has closed my heart up, it's not truly what I want, how I want it to be, right? It's not if I'm truly honest with myself, it's not how I want to be. Truth be told, I want to be the fool. That's what I want to be. I want to be the fool. But maybe I'm just, some of you, I feel like you just haven't quite worked out all the energy yet. But I have no doubt that you will. Whether you accept this person or you don't. Or if it's the other way, where they accept you or, they don't. I feel like still, you're fine. But I kind of feel like this is talking about two people coming together. I don't feel like this queen is making it easy. But that's okay. Though I do want to say the Two Swords. I'm kind of like putting this shield before my world, because of the uncertainty. You never know exactly what's going to happen. But if you take it day by day, right? Day by day. We start with the Fool, first of all, that goes the whole way to the Ten of Cups. But still, I think it's day by day, because of free will, because, just things happen in this world. When we get to the Four of Wands, though, I have to say, any, peaks and valleys, which there will always be, now we work through it together. So if this queen can flip around and open her heart back up, because our purpose is not to come down here and close our heart off, no matter how much we've been hurt. It's to learn and to become wise, but not to be hard and cold, but to become wise and strong, right? Strength card is becoming strong within oneself. Okay, anyways, let's keep going. This whole line, it's like this person knows that they were pulled into the dark, let's say. And they know because they were pulled into the dark, it put you in the dark. And I feel like, and they have they have walked the dark night of the soul, and they have come out the other side. They have come out stronger. I feel like any type of temptations, they're gone. They're gone. Oh, almost. We have the Knight of Swords. Where are we at? Well, we're right over the page. And the Knight is heading right to this Queen who's in reverse. A Knight's going to complete their mission. So they're going to, if nothing else, their piece is going to be said. Their truth is going to be told. And whether you're receptive to it or not, well, I feel like you are. Because also this queen, let's not skip too far ahead, the queen also has the Page of Cups over her, and over the Strength card. So, the Page of Cups is about learning to love oneself again, and learning not to allow myself to become hard. It's a process. It's a process. And, I feel like in that energy, it's understanding and learning that through this, as I travel through this, I learn not to shut off the universe's opportunities that come my way. Doesn't mean I have to take them, right? But you want to see them, because if the Two Swords, she's got that blindfold on. How's she going to see it? Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, everybody. So anyways, this Knight is going to complete his mission. I feel like you already know this. I feel like someone is intuitively already feeling this. So maybe this is what you're working through in your own mind right now. Like, I know that it's coming. So, I'm working through it. I feel like be present. Don't allow the past to affect your present day because, again, the sun is here. There's no need to fear anything that has happened because I feel like if you come across it when you are in the present moment, when you're allowing your intuition to guide you, there's nothing to fear, right? Because if it's against you, you will feel it, you will know it. This is not about the overthinking of the Nine of Swords is like almost you know we can take one thing and then pile things on it, and before we know, it's like we're worried about the whole damn world, right? But it started with one thing. Anyway, I do want to say, like, here's the Nine of Swords, but the last card is the Eight of Cups. So I feel like that's the clarity over the emotional house, which would make sense because, you know, let's be honest, this is about love. Okay, I want to look at a couple things before we go. Um, well, we have the King of Cups. So I was looking at this Queen of Cups who's in reverse. Again, it doesn't matter what side you are. But I do notice, again, we're getting like-minded energy, right? The King and Queen of Pentacles, the King and Queen of Cups. Libra. I don't know, I just threw Libra in there. Alright, so we have the King. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So perhaps, first of all, I feel like it's almost like they share this Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles talks about, you know, having success within your physical, your material, your financial world. This is building something, stone by stone. But having success ultimately, it's about where you put your focus. So, and I feel there's a lot in readings where there was people who were together and then boom, there was a split up. But during that split up, I feel like it almost starts to pull people in certain directions. Like maybe I wouldn't have created this had I stayed in that. Maybe I'm creating from the understanding of all that, right? Because I don't feel the love ever went anywhere. Even if I shut my heart down, it just still seeps through. Okay. Let's look. I was going to say, let's look at the Fool and the Ten of Cups. And look what comes out. We have the Ace of Pentacles, which is something that's coming into your physical world, right? The Ace comes into your physical world. It's something tangible, something you can touch, something you can smell. And look what it is. The Four of Wands. So, for those who say, Sandy, it's not all you do is love. Well, sometimes that's all I get. But this seems important because here it comes within the Ace of Pentacles. It's saying coming into the physical world. It's attached to the Fool. So it gives you an opportunity to take a chance. Take a chance on what? Love. No doubt. Because here's the Ten of Cups, right? The Fool is looking right at the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is bringing out the Four of Wands, which, to me is the most beautiful relationship card in the tarot. Because it all starts with these two people and the love that they have for each other. But I have to say, it doesn't mean that they're perfect. It doesn't mean that, there weren't kicking and screaming and yelling. They're big, and why I'm saying that is because I feel there's probably a lot of passion with it. So, anyways, the Fool's bringing out the Ace of Pentacles. It's telling you, and maybe you know it, maybe you're feeling it, but it's taking you to the commitment card. You know, the nine. I'm just glancing down, seeing the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles, what it has done for me, it's allowed me to have a sense of independence within myself, and that's important. Interesting. And look at the nine, and then the ace. That takes us to the Ten of Pentacles. So, I feel like the moral of this story is, you know, there was pain, there was a separation, cutting of ties, what have you. It didn't stop the love. Even, you know, I'm even feeling someone who, dang it, you know, is pulled into these, and it's not an excuse. It just is what it is. But listen, maybe their soul needed to find a way, you know, like my soul wanted to have this experience. I know some aren't going to like that, but I do feel like our souls come here to have these type of experiences, um, so that we can overcome. Because I do feel like when we leave this world, we leave this earth, we are teachers, right? We cross the threshold, and I feel like there's little spirits just waiting to hear our story. Like, tell me what happened on earth. You know, I don't want to say that, well, you know, I loved, I got hurt, and that's it, right? It's about how did you overcome it? You know, how did you open your heart again? You know, how did you find this love again? You know, think of it that way. Like, these experiences become, I feel like, you know, it's like your like a study book that you then give the spirits who are waiting. All right, I think I'm going to leave it there because I get it. But this, of course, is free will, and that's why someone can't tell you, you know, will it absolutely be so? Well, it depends. Because if the queen never turns around, if she keeps her heart closed, then how could it be? You know, the two swords, she's, you know, this shield in front of her world. Will she see the sun? Will she see it? Will she see the Ace of Pentacles coming right over that two swords, by the way, too? And I'm saying she can be he. Attached to the king here. So, but turn that around, because I feel like there's also, it's like I want to be this fool. I feel like somebody wanting to be the fool. And I feel like you will be. Now listen, it doesn't mean like everything just drops away. Like I'm able to just to let the past go. But no, but as something starts to raise its ugly head, you see it, you know it, and you can cut it off, right? You don't, like, we are learning not to take it from 0 to 100, um, you know, that type of thing. So I feel like take your time if you want it. Um, I don't feel like this person would have any problem saying, let me prove it to you. But, you know, you don't want to put judgment on anyone either. Um, but honestly, you know, I'm looking at justice here, and I feel like, you know, it is about making you whole again. I have two Four of Wands, with the Ten of Cups. I mean, you know, and the Sun. So I feel like the Sun takes away the doubt. Or the Sun says, trust in the energy that if something does show, and you're strong within your intuition, you will know. And maybe that's all you need to know. The Fool is taking, you know, starting this chapter, free and clear. He doesn't know where he's going, but there's guidance along the way, right? The first person the Fool meets is the Magician. The Magician shows the Fool all the tools that he has from previous lifetimes or previous experiences, right? I'm not carrying the weight of the experience, but I'm carrying the lesson learned. Anyway, let's read feminine. Let me grab a drink real quick. Sorry, I hate coughing on camera, and I think that's why it always happens. Mother Mary demonstrates that you can be both feminine and strong. Her sweet and loving nature is balanced by a clear vision of her duty to God's will. Whether you're a woman or man, you have a feminine and a masculine nature. This card comes to you as a message for you to allow your feminine side to be more present and accessible to others. Your femininity includes virtues such as nurturing, tenderness, sweetness, softness, and gentleness, as well as receptivity and intuition. In fact, in order for you to develop your spiritual gifts, including intuition, it's essential to allow yourself to receive, and that includes divine messages. Well, there you go. I feel like when we read it at the end, it's like it just wraps up the reading in a pretty little package. So, there was something else that was in here. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking when I was reading, but anyways, I don't know, guys. Tell me what you think. I'm not going to deny you what I read here. You know, to me, it feels like true love. Now, true love doesn't mean easy love. You know, remember, there's a lot of passion. Well, it can go either way, right? But it's learning to see it when something happens and then making a decision from that point. Is this worth going, right? If I'm in the middle of a battle, is it worth going forward? Or is it more coming from ego type energy where neither of us will be the victor? So it's, you know, they're learning lessons. Both of you carry the strength card. 2 4 of Wands here. The 10 of Cups, the Fool, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Sun. And many, many more. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. If you liked the video, I would love a thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the people who have been subscribed to me since the beginning. I know many of you. I feel all of your energy. I have to say that. I just feel it. And, you know, I feel like you're learning to go into the reading with your intuition completely open. And the more you do that, the more you understand the messages, right? They're not like promises of, oh, you know, you'll have great love. Well, yes, it is saying that. But it's saying what needs to be cleared, looked at, changed, allowed, all that to get to that point. You have to allow, and you have to keep allowing. You know what I mean? You have to keep saying yes or no. Anyway, I love you. Thank you for everything. Thanks for sharing the videos. Thank you for your beautiful comments. You know, I like to try to answer some within the readings. So if I answer one of your questions, I'm not being nasty. I'm just trying to answer a question because someone did say that, you know, is it just love, or do you just do love readings? And the answer is, to me, no, they're life readings. But love is a big part of that. By the way, me as a Virgo, I feel like I could, like, yes, I love being in love, but I also don't mind being just with me either. There's those two sides of me, and that could be the Gemini moon in me. But anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about me. I love you guys. I'll see you next time at the table. Bye-bye.